Alright, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys and showing you guys out there, and females too. And yeah, so like the title says, I got a Carson universal smartphone adapter for binocular scopes, or whatever you want to call this thing. It's called the Carson's, this IS-100 hookups is what they call it. I bought this thing off of eBay for $35.18. So rather than spending like another $20, I saved $20 by buying this thing off of eBay. And it was an open box from, I guess the store got it in and somebody wanted to check it out before they bought it and they didn't like it. Like I kind of don't like it, but you're going to hear more about that. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of footage of me trying to get this thing to work with my phone and with my telescope. So if you're planning to buy this for your telescope, you might want to make sure that you hear this. So, yeah, so I'm going to show you guys the Carson's hookup, and this is not the best quality. This is actually a real amateur user that you're looking at. You're looking at an amateur user, probably like yourself, who doesn't know how to use this or is thinking about getting this. It comes in this little case here, is what it hopefully will come in for you. It comes in a little Carson case, looks like this. Amateur video, not professional video. So this is from a real person who, you know, is going to give you a amateur view of what it looks like. So I'm not being paid to tell you this thing is amazing or anything like that. I'm going to tell you the truth about how I feel about it. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up for you guys to get you guys a view of what the Carson's hookup looks like. So this is the case that you would get with your Carson's hookup. And I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up real quick. And by the way, like I said, I haven't been paid to review this. I tried to contact Carson and ask them if I could be honored to review their product, but they ignored my email. And they didn't want to give me a chance to review their product. Thank you, Carson, for not letting me review your product and not even replying to my email. You're great. You're great. So this is the hookups here. This is what it looks like. This is what the device looks like. It looks like so. So your phone goes on this, and the eyepiece goes over this hole here where my finger is. And then the little clamp here adjusts to fit your phone. Now, what they're not telling you, and this is a marketing tactic that they use, is that this device works better with an iPhone. Yes, that is very true. It does not work with every phone, like they claim that it was compatible with just about any phone. It's not compatible with just about every phone, because so far I have tested this with a couple of my phones, and they don't work too well with them. So I've tried a couple of old phones, for example, a Droid, Motorola Droid, that did not work, and it's old. It's old. Okay, so I got a Samsung phone, and I don't know what model it is. It's an old Samsung phone, and that did not work. And then I got a newer phone, a newer type of phone for today's phones. It's a Nexus 6, and if you have a Nexus 6 like I do, which this is a really good phone for what I do, and this is what it looks like here. So, and this phone, because of the way that it's curved, it's got a curve on the back of it, so it kind of like, it's smooth, and then it tilts, and then it goes down. So it's kind of like my hand, where you see how my hand is kind of like curved. So it starts out smooth, and then it goes up a little bit, and then it comes down. So with my case on it, it doesn't sit flush on the hookups. And I'm going to demonstrate with you guys. It's going to be a long video, by the way. So I'm going to show you guys hooking this. I'm going to attempt to hook this up with my telescope, and we're going to, hopefully the clouds aren't out. And I'm going to attempt to look at the moon with the telescope. And I'm going to show you how much of a hassle this really is to hook up with your telescope. It's not easy to use with a telescope. So if you get a high-end quality telescope that's not about $150 telescope and has problems with weight towards the back, because when you're aiming your telescope and you've got a phone that weighs about a couple ounces or a pound and it's hanging off the back of your telescope, well, your telescope is going to be tilted, and then it's going to go and it's going to go straight up in the air, or it's going to slightly go off course. So you're going to kind of have to balance your telescope with the weight of the phone hanging off the back of your telescope. So it's going to be a problem, and they don't tell you that. And so that's what you're gonna see later in this video, is me trying to hook this up with my telescope and the eyepiece, and then trying to take your phone and then go over the eyepiece to try to get video of your object that you're trying to view in the sky. And you are going to see that I'm going to have a lot of problems, especially with it being dark. It's going to be dark outside, so you're going to be in a dark environment, and you're going to have to, you know, try to figure out how to hook up the Carson's hookup with your phone in the dark and get it aligned with the hole in the Carson's hookup, and then you're going to try to get it over the eyepiece, and then the eyepiece is going to cause you a problem with not being able to see your object that you're looking at. So you're going to see a great view of real world uses of this. And if you're like me and you're not tech savvy, which I am really tech savvy, I've got a lot of years in computers and stuff. However, photography, this might be a problem for average families who are planning to get this to, you know, share some video, home footage of, you know, the kids outside, you know, having some video to show on YouTube, and you're going to see how much of a problem this is. So it's easy to hook up. Okay, I'm going to show you how easy it is to hook it up, but when you're putting this over your telescope eyepiece, you're going to have some problems. So simple, take your Carson hookup and you stretch it out to about so, and then you're going to want to take your little side piece here, and it's got a little clamp that you slip this pin up and you can adjust it, which is kind of a pain. Look, there we go. So there you go. Sorry about the noise. So it kind of adjusts a little bit to fit your phone. And then this little lever here, it kind of, which if I can get it, it's not easy to do, but this little lever, little arm, I should say, swings out so that you can slide your phone on it. So I'm going to do my best to try to show you how this works. Okay, so let me slide the lever back to fit my phone. And I'll take my phone, and by the way, my phone has a case on it. It has like a little case, a little protective case, so that if it falls, it kind of doesn't take the full blunt, and it kind of will hopefully not ding and scrape my phone. I'm going to take my case off of my phone real quick so you guys can see hopefully the curve of my phone, and you can get like a little ideal of what I mean about how it has a curve. So let me just turn my phone off real quick. So here's my phone. You probably can't even notice that it has like a, there you go. You can hopefully kind of see that it has like a riv, like kind of like a it's not a smooth surface. If you notice, it looks smooth, but there's a ridge. There's like a hump on it. It's like a hill towards the top of it. So there's kind of a hill, so it doesn't sit flush. Which if you have like an iPhone has a flat backside, so it fits nicely smooth against your Carson HookUpz, which not for a Nexus 6. So there's the camera, and you would align this camera to the Carson HookUpz. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up to the phone. So this is the hassle part of here, is trying to get it to set with your phone. So with my microphone in the way, I'm gonna have to be quiet, so I'm not gonna be talking, but I'm gonna try to show do my best to show it hooking it up. So here we go. Okay, so hopefully my phone is on this thing, and it kind of scares me. Some people say they're not worried about their phone falling off. Well, I was worried about mine falling off. So here's the back end of the phone, and here's the top end of the phone. So as you can see there, hopefully I can get a little. And hopefully you guys can notice the back towards where my eyepiece is, my camera is on my phone. Hopefully you can notice that right there. See, this here is a big issue because my phone is too long for this Carson's hookup, and the piece down here towards the back, it doesn't stretch far enough for my phone to fit all the way flush with the camera. So this is a big problem if you got a long phone, and this should be marketed directly to a iPhone. So I think that's as far as like my phone is going to reach to the camera. I mean, I could probably do a little bit more, you know, maneuvering to try to get this aligned, but my phone camera cannot go down any farther on this thing because that's as far as it goes. I mean, it's already touching the green. I mean, I'd have to push down on the green to get it to sit flush on that. So this is a big problem with a long phone. I mean, look at my camera. It's not even centered with the eyepiece, and it's already as far as it'll go down on my phone. And then you're gonna put this over your eyepiece on your camera. So I'm trying to get it down as far as it will go. See, I kind of have to bring my phone up a little bit. I'll show you what I mean with this. So I kind of have to pull my phone out of the secure thing right here, and this is what makes it kind of dangerous, is I have to kind of lift it up a little bit so that it's kind of just off of the green. And then you have to worry about your phone falling out of the thing. So I think that's as far as the eyepiece is going to reach out of the Carson's hookup. So that's as far as it's going to reach. I probably could get it centered a little bit, and I think that's as far as the eyepiece is going to go out of the Carson's hookup. So there you go. That's as centered as it's going to get, because look at my phone. It's already almost hanging off the edge. So you can see the edge of my phone right there. It's not all the way centered with this green. So as you can see there, it's not all the way centered. I mean, it's not all the way in the back. See, you can see how it's got that gap there. And this is dangerous because my phone could literally just slip out of this and fall face first and crack the screen if it was outside. So as you can see there, that's how my phone is, and this is how it's set up on the Carson's hookup. So I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to try to attempt to hook this up to my telescope, and you're going to see how much of a hassle I'm going to have trying to hook this up to my eyepiece and align it to my eyepiece. And they're selling this as a thing that goes great with your telescopes and stuff. It's probably good with some telescopes, but it's not good for your average mom and pop telescopes that you buy from a online place. So if you're buying a online telescope and it's not over $200 or over $300, and you got a cheap stand, or it's an equatorial mount, you're probably gonna have some problems. So this is the Carson's hookup right here. Hopefully you guys can see that, and that's what it looks like on the phone. Back side of it right here. I'm trying to hold it so my phone doesn't fall accidentally. There you go. Hopefully you guys can see that. So this is the phone. I'm going to take it outside with my telescope. Unfortunately, it's inconvenient for me to do this right now, but I got to get this whole video done. So I'm going to have to drag my telescope outside. I'm going to record this on my phone. This is going to be recorded on my phone because I'm not going to have a camera to take outside with me. I'm going to take this phone outside. I'm going to show you the telescope. I'm going to record video of me hooking it up and trying to get it over the eyepiece, and you'll see how much of a hassle it's going to be doing that, because it's dark outside. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing with the phone. So even if I took my camcorder out there, you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. But I'll show you what's going to happen when you hook this thing up to your telescope and you're trying to record video. And maybe you'll be able to hear me talking and getting frustrated with how complicated this is to hook up to your telescope, and you'll see how much of a hassle it's going to be. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and I think that's all I need to cover. Again, this has been the Carson's hookup, the Carson IS-100 HookUpz universal smartphone adapter for telescopes and binoculars and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys will see this video, and you'll get to see what I'm going through as an amateur, first time user of using this. My advice to you is, if you plan to use this on a cheap telescope, that you think about getting a telescope maybe that has a better stand, is all I can tell you. Because if you're buying a cheap telescope under $300-400 or under $1,000, you may have problems with the stand and the telescope having too much of a weight problem with it not being able to stay level and balanced. So if you're buying like a cheap telescope that doesn't have counterweights at the front of it to level itself, you're gonna have a problem with the telescope not being able to stay perfectly centered or aligned with your object in the sky, which you're gonna find out very soon. So I hope you guys get a good enjoyment out of this video. This is what I like to do. And special thanks to Carson. Thank you, Carson. If you watch this video, I appreciate you guys for ignoring my email of my request to review your product. It was very nice of you guys not to even take the time to reply to my email and tell me that you're not interested in me reviewing your product. And I went out and bought your product, and I get to now see and tell people about your product. So this is what I like to do. I like to go out and I like to buy products, and I like to show people how much of a joke and how much of a problem and hassle they will have with the products. If you guys watched my macro knife video, I showed you guys how that was pretty much garbage, and they were selling it to people. And I like to do that kind of stuff to expose companies. This product would probably be great for some things, but it's a little bit of a hassle for some things. So it's built pretty nice. It's pretty nice, ideal, but it doesn't work too great with what they say. So I haven't had much luck with it. I try to do a little bit of video. So now you're gonna have to go out and probably buy a phone that's compatible with this thing, with this Carson's hookup. You're probably going to have to go out and buy more money to get a better stand or a better telescope to be able to use it with your telescope. So it's kind of one of those things, $50 for the Carson's hookup, and then, you know, another couple of $100 for a decent stand or a new telescope that'll be able to handle the weight of your phone on the back end of your telescope. They don't tell you those kind of things, you know, you just think it'll be a normal thing, but you're going to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And stay tuned, and I'll add into the video next of me trying to hook it up with my telescope. Thank you for watching. You're recording now. I'm going to try to hook up the Carson HookUpz to the eyepiece here. There we go. So we have the eyepiece. We have the phone over the eyepiece here. And I'm trying to find the moon. And this is the problem that I'm having. You can't even see anything through the eyepiece with the Carson HookUpz. So I'm going to take the eyepiece off and try to find the moon again. There it is. So here's the moon here, and there's the telescope. There we go. So this is what the Carson HookUpz sees through my telescope for the this Carson HookUpz here. And this is how much of a problem I'm having with the Carson HookUpz and the telescope. So I've done the Carson HookUpz has now caused an issue with weight balancing on my telescope. So now I have to bring the telescope back up again. And now if I put the Carson HookUpz over the eyepiece, there we go. So there's the Carson HookUpz on the telescope eyepiece again, and I apparently lost the moon. Trying to find it here through the eyepiece or through my phone navigation, and I'm not having any luck. So I'm going to take the Carson HookUpz off. Now I'm looking through the eyepiece here to try to find the moon, and I found the moon again. And I'm actually holding the eyepiece here, so I'm putting the Carson HookUpz back over my eyepiece. There we go. It's over the eyepiece there. I'm letting go of the Carson's hookup, and now this is what happened when I let my hand go over the Carson hookup. So you're getting a real live view of the Carson's hookup on the eyepiece of a telescope. And this is the problem that I'm having, and it's dark outside. I can't see what's going on. So here we go. I've looked back into the eyepiece, and I'm trying to find. There we go. So this is Carson hookup on the eyepiece here. This is what the phone's seeing. So this is what the phone is seeing through the Carson, with the Carson's hookup connected. As you can see, this is the quality that I'm getting through the Carson's hookup through my eyepiece, my telescope. So this is the There we go. So now I've got the Carson's hookup attached, and I clipped it on and let go, and now I've lost balance to my telescope. So I kind of have to hold my telescope and my eyepiece together, and there you go. Now you're getting a view of the moon. Nice view of the moon through the telescope with the Carson HookUpz, but I'm having to hold the Carson's HookUpz, and I let go, and this is what happened. So see, let go of the Carson hookup, and that's what happened. So I'm holding the phone over the eyepiece with the Carson's hookup, and this is the problem that I'm having. As soon as I let go, bam, I lost it. It doesn't sit right with the Carson's hookup. So I'm having a hard time with this. So anyways, you guys got to see a little bit of a problem that I'm having with my Carson's hookup. You know, I'm taking you out here to the garage now, and I'll talk with you guys a little bit, so you guys can see me in the dark. So hopefully you guys can see me in the dark here a little bit. I don't know how well y'all can see me. I'm actually holding the phone with the Carson's hookup over the eyepiece right now. I'm facing the garage here. I don't know how well y'all can see me in the dark. But anyways, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Getting bit up by mosquitoes. Here's the moon. I don't know how the moon is picked up through my phone, but see if I can find the moon. So there's the moon through my phone. That's what the moon looks like. And the telescope is over there where you guys can't see. Anyways, that's what I wanted to show you guys with the Carson's hookup over the eyepiece. What they're not telling you about this Carson's hookup is that it can be kind of complicated to use with your telescope. And as you guys got to see, I tried to hook it up with a telescope. I actually had to hold the eyepiece and the Carson's hookup to get it to give you that couple of seconds of the moon view. And as soon as I let it go, it just lost balance and everything. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully this video has helped you guys out a little bit before you think about buying a Carson's hookup, so you can see the kind of goodies that you're going to face when you try to use this thing. So there you go. Little view of my backyard for you guys. So again, here's the moon. That's what I was looking at, was the moon. Hopefully you guys can see that little small circle dot on the screen there. That's the moon. It's not a full moon. It's actually going to be full moon on May 22nd, 2016. You're getting a view of the back of the house. Anyways, that's all I wanted to show you guys. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below. And special thanks again to Carson's for not even replying to me in an email about reviewing their product. Appreciate it.